standing up.
And your
No,
name?
you're fine, you're sitting.
We're just going to go over his regular name.
Yeah, Daryl.
Sounds good. My name's Jamie.
Hey,
It's a
Daryl.
pleasure to meet you, Daryl. If you don't mind, I was going to join you so we can review over all of your information.
Sure.
I'm going to make sure the deal figures are great and the same as you talked about, as well as go over your manufacturer warranty, what's covered, what's not covered, and also we'll cover your insurance purposes. Do you mind if we begin?
Sounds great.
Wonderful. Perfect. And just wanted to go over your credit application here, Daryl.
Sure.
So it looks like we have Daryl McLaughlin. Date of birth is correct.
Yeah.
Social.
Yes.
Wonderful. And this is the correct phone number for you
Yes.
and the best address.
Yes.
And you've been there for 2 years.
Yes.
And you are paying a mortgage payment of $1,100 a month.
Yes.
Wonderful. And it looks like you work for Cable Dahmer Chevrolet
I do.
as a finance manager.
I do.
Wonderful. You've been there for 1 month.
Yes.
And prior you were with Dodge
Yes.
Chrysler Jeep Ram. Wonderful. And you were there for 2 years.
Yes.
Great. I'm glad that we got all of that. And this is your signature here.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Let's go ahead and review your deal figures. Looking at a brand new Malibu.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your purchase.
Thanks.
I actually own one myself. Great vehicle.
Cool.
Wanted to go over your purchase price. It looked like $27,190 was the agreed upon purchase price. We have a $199 admin fee.
Yep.
You took advantage of the accessory package, $1,688, trade allowance, the payoff. Looks like it brings our balance here with monthly payments that you okayed.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the lenders now, and again, I just wanted to make sure that the numbers are the same. The information I'm submitting over is correct, so if you bear with me and give me about 10 minutes or so, I will get everything worked out at the bank, so I'll be out and talk to you as soon as I can, okay?
Yep. Sounds great.
Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you again.
You too.
I'll see you soon.
Thanks, man.
Wonderful, Daryl. Thanks for joining me in my office now. I just wanted to, again, like I told you, go over the manufacturer coverage. We're going to review what's covered and what's not covered and what's to expect, okay?
Okay.
You are purchasing a 17 Chevrolet. So as far as the warranty goes, you are going to get a 3-year, 36,000 mile comprehensive coverage, otherwise known as the bumper to bumper. After 3 years and or 36,000 miles, you're going to get the remainder of 5 years and up to 60,000 of powertrain coverage, okay?
Right.
Now, Daryl, both of these coverages are limited to manufacturer defects. So what I like to do is go over that and let you know exactly what to expect. So manufacturer defects, that's going to be a built or installed component that was built or installed improperly, or as I like to say, wrong. They're going to take care of it within whatever cycle that problem exists and occurs at, okay? There's going to be a few things not covered. Those are what I aim to talk to my customers about, Daryl. Maintenance is going to be your number one thing, okay? It's a critical component to them providing the powertrain and or the bumper-to-bumper, because the manufacturer knows that with proper maintenance, your vehicle is going to be less subject to wear and tear and not encounter as many problems mechanically.
Sure.
I've kind of done a little bit of research with my warranty company, and they've kind of put some numbers together. Roughly 10% of your vehicle's components are covered under powertrain, and again, roughly 100%, or
Sure.
about 100%. The reason I say about, it's not quite 100%, is because we will not cover your maintenance items, your belts, your hoses, your brake pads, your batteries, your wearable items that are not going to be mechanical problems are going to be your responsibility. We also cover 2 years and 24,000 miles of your first maintenance visits when you come back to the dealership, or any, because it's nationwide, also comes with the warranty.
Great.
However, that only covers 2 maintenance visits: oil change, tire rotation, multi-point inspection, whereas we're going to run that vehicle. And again, we do have nitrogen in the tires. That's one of the Cable Dahmer difference items we're going to touch on here shortly. Did you have any questions so far on
No. I do.
any of the maintenance?
No.
Wonderful. Your exterior finish also is not going to be covered. One thing I like to talk to all my customers about is the perforation coverage that we do give you. It rusts. If it rusts from the inside out, I'm going to cover that for you. If it's from the outside in, it is your responsibility to take care of those items. The interior, same aspect, leather crackage, vinyl rips, any interior staining is going to be your responsibility. We do not cover. Your windshields, if you encounter any chips, stars, or cracks on the windshield, those are also your responsibility. Dents and dings, I know they're kind of minor, however I like to talk about everything. One cool part about buying, as I kind of mentioned earlier, is our Cable Dahmer difference. We take out your first or dent or scratch, no charge. kind of a cool thing. You
Nice.
take that car home, somebody wrecks a little grocery cart at the shopping store, you bring it back to us, we're going to try to take care of that. We want to make sure you're completely satisfied. Your keys and your fobs. Since they can be separated, damaged, and lost, we don't include those in your warranty. And then last but not least is the tires and the wheels. Since they can be damaged, they encounter the road the most, we do not cover the wheels and or the tires. However, the manufacturer has put a defect coverage on your tires. It's 12 months, 12,000 miles where we are going to cover it. For instance, Michelin tires would be covered through Michelin. If you had tread separation or the car wasn't or the tire wasn't seated properly, that would be covered.
Okay.
However, road hazards are not covered. Did you have any questions on components that are going to be covered and or not covered, sir?
No, you've explained that very well, thanks.
Wonderful. Everybody who buys this vehicle gets the same warranty. How it performs is based on your driving habits. Now, our average customers are doing about 15,000 miles annually. Would you put yourself at average or above?
About average?
Wonderful. Based on average driving, what we've seen is that our customers, they are actually running out of their bumper to bumper at roughly year 2.3. So instead of you getting an actual 3-year coverage, you're getting a 2.3 and or 36,000 mile coverage.
Right.
And then again, as we've seen, it looks like on year 4 we're going to be running out of our bumper to bumper coverage. So this warranty is actually not going to last you 5 years. It's going to last you 4 years and over 60,000 miles. Okay. Did you have any questions? Wonderful. Now, one thing that we've seen, and Dave, I don't know if, how you want me to proceed, but normally on this case and scenario, we would go through DocuPad, and then I would kind of do my DocuPad presentation. And then we would do objection handling on the DocuPad per these items. So normally how that works is we kind of transition into some of your ancillary paperwork. This is, well, and I don't do the ATPI thing anymore because it's
Are you not able to draw this out on the DocuPad?
No, I do draw this out on the DocuPad.
Oh, okay.
I do draw this
So
out.
go back.
So I talk to them, and then I draw this out on DocuPad, and then I go over the products, and then I go back to this and back and forth, and I draw on this. And,
Just do it how you would do it.
Okay, cool.
Skip
Okay.
all the ancillary stuff we don't need.
Okay, perfect. So, great. Daryl, as we were talking earlier, I kind of mentioned all the items that aren't covered. Now, what we do offer is a vehicle service contract. What that's going to do is it's going to improve your driving experience. And outside this manufacturer coverage, when you do and incur a mechanical problem, we are going to pay for 100% of your parts, labor charges, your sales tax, your rental charges, your nationwide towing, and in the event that you are driving or on a trip, we are going to make sure that that trip doesn't get ruined too bad, and we're going to pay for the lodging for that days that you're stuck with that car being repaired.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a manufacturer defect coverage, it's going to be a mechanical repair agreement. Because if it's not a manufacturer defect and it's claimed a mechanical repair, I'm still going to cover you to make sure that you are completely satisfied. The cool thing is that that's going to cover you with what we've tailored with your driving. We're going to set you up with a 5-year or 60-month policy. We're going to take you out to 75,000 miles at a $100 deductible. Most you're ever going to pay is $100 the entire time you're making payments, okay?
Sure.
The next thing I was going to talk about is the exterior finish. It's really nice. One thing that I like to explain to all my customers is that we're going to be keeping these cars for a really long time, and we want to be able to get the maximum trade or resale value out of them. So what we apply is a finishing touch product. It's going to guarantee the interior and exterior for the next 5 years on your brand new Malibu. What I mean by that is, if you think about your paint as our skin, it has pores. What happens is environmental elements, they're going to get down into those pores, oxidize, discolor, and eventually they're going to get it to where it's corroded and it looks like a milky hood that you go see when you're driving by some of those cars nowadays. This finishing touch puts a protectant that is going to guarantee the finish and luster of your paint for the next 5 years. For instance, if you do get any oxidation and that car starts to fade, we are going to go as far as to painting it to repair that portion that's faded or oxidized. The great thing about this is we're going to protect the interior. So for instance, your seats, you get any staining, fading, leather package, vinyl rips that you can't get out, you're going to bring it to us and we can't get it out. We're going to go as far as to taking out the portion that is messed up and reupholstering it, putting new leather and or carpet on those items for you. And again, that is going to retain a 5-year policy as well. One nice item that we have that I always like to go over with most of my customers, I put it on all my cars, is a Crystal Fusion windshield treatment.
Right.
What that's going to do is it's going to harden the windshield versus you having to worry about getting those rock chips and getting pesky chip stars and cracks. Again, as we talked about, our windshields aren't going to be covered. It's going to make it a lot more difficult for those chips to actually crack the paint because it's the similar adhesive. They put it on the windshield and it's going to fill in all the crevices of the glass, giving you a more pleasurable driving experience. The next thing I was going to talk about is the car guard. We also have a protection that is going to protect you against if you lose your keys, your fobs, or if you get any dents. Again, we talked about how we are going to cover the first one for free.
Right.
After the fact, those are going to be your responsibility. Nice thing about this policy is for 5 years, unlimited miles, you get unlimited dents. As long as I can take them out with professional dent removal, you're going to bring it back to me, I'm going to cover those. If you lose any of those keys, I remember we talked about that. You flushed a key down the toilet one time, they're kind of expensive, especially on these newer higher tech cars. We're going to cover that for you as well. $0 deductible on that item. And then one of the most important things I like to keep my customers covered on is going to be the tires and the wheels. Nowadays, it's going to be, again, one of the most expensive items that you'll have to accrue when you're driving on your car. If you damage a rim, flatten a tire, get a pothole and it just blows out the tire, you're going to have to repair it because nowadays what service has done is actually if you get a damaged tire within 1 inch of the sidewall on either side of the tire, they can no longer repair those items, have to be replaced. And another thing that they've done is a little study. Nowadays, you have a lot lower profile tires than they used to because you used to have a small alloy wheel with big tires versus a bigger wheel with a lower tread tire. It makes it a lot easier to damage that rim and or the tire. So what this policy does is for the next 5 years, unlimited miles, if you bend a rim, damage a tire, get something that's not going to be repairable, we are going to repair it. If it's not repairable, we replace it, and you are going to have a much more pleasant driving experience. And with all of these items that I talked about, keeping you fully covered, it's going to put your payments right at here. And what I've done is I've put together a few other packages for you. If you'd like to select which one works the best,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
sounds good to me. With your
Thank
fully
you.
protected payment, congratulations.
Thank you.